I'm at the juicy section, right?
Yeah.
Well, really anyhow one, you know. Okay. Well, yeah. Welcome once again to the Unfiltered podcast, where pathological truth-seeking is the aim and comedy and laughter always the game. I'm here joined on the sofa once again with one of my good comedic friends, Dan Raj.
Hello.
Also, NS Young.
Hello.
And of course, my name is Jerry. We've got a good show for you today. And we're going to start off with the first topic of the Singapore presidential elections. And what happens is, before the actual result, you get like a forecast. You get like a poll or where people think the results might come in. And was it a few hours before the actual verdict, it was polled at about 70%.
Yeah, sample count.
Sample count.
Sample count for the candidate called Tharman. And people were still holding out that he may not win. But the end result, he did come in by 70%. And did you guys hold on any hope for the other guys?
I don't know. I was overseas at that time. So
Anyhow, you didn't vote.
I didn't vote. But to be honest,
is that allowed? Can you, if you're abroad, you're allowed to not vote?
you are allowed not to vote, but after you're back, the elections department will probably take a few weeks to sort out who didn't vote, and they will send a notice to you to say that you have to go, if you want to reinstate yourself in the electors, register, online, and provide the reason why you are not voting. And there's only a few reasons they'll accept, like if you're overseas for work, for holidays, if you're hospitalized.
So you mean if you don't vote, you will be permanently taken out of the...
Yeah, if you don't reinstate yourself or you don't give a good reason for that.
Yeah, but I thought it's a crime or something like that.
It is a crime because you'll be fined like a very nominal $50.
Is it?
If the first time if you don't give a good enough reason, or you don't even bother to give a reason.
Yeah, you see, voting in the West is not compulsory, but I think maybe it should be.
Yeah, I mean, especially in a small country like us, if you imagine it's like 50% of people who don't bother to vote. I think in the West, there are like turnout of like only 50 or 60% sometimes for votes, right? So you have to vote. But in any case, for the presidential election for Singapore, I never bothered because I know who's going to win. Right? I mean, the other two, to be honest, like my foreign friends say, the other two are just jokes. Yeah, because they will not be able to believe that Singapore will have a president like the other two candidates other than Tharman.
Why?
But Tan Kian Lai, that was the guy who came second, right?
No, Ng Kok Song came close second. I mean, Tan Kin Lin just lost to Ng Kok Song by 1 or 2%. Coming in third.
Okay, right.
I mean, even my friends from Indonesia or other countries will say that, hey, who's that guy who talk on social media about girls and Indians on the bus? I mean, they don't even know what has he done in his corporate life. You know, that he was a CEO of NTUC Income. But they only notice that all the things that he said on social media. So let's not discredit him for his so-called. He really wants to do well for Singapore. But even I also want the best for Singaporeans. But that doesn't mean I'll make a good president.
So what is a good president?
Tharman. Just look at Tharman, then you know what's a good president already.
Okay. So look, the presidential position in Singapore is kind of like a figurehead. What does a president in Singapore really do?
Okay, it is not actually figurehead, no?
Okay, how would you describe this?
Okay, because the title is given as the head of state.
Right.
So if you were to check the government of Singapore or Singapore constitution, the president's title comes first. So Singapore is a constitution with the head of state as the president.
I think that's because based on the alphabetical order, because PRE comes before PRI.
No.
President before Prime Minister. Right?
Okay. No, it's not that. It's just that to the world, it is seen as the president is the head of state.
Okay, would you say the Singapore president has any more duties than King Charles in the UK?
No. I think King Charles, at least they can claim that the royal family brought in tourism. I'm not so sure that Tharman is going to bring in any tourist dollars.
You don't think anyone would like to meet Tharman?
No,
A Tharman tour.
I don't think that Istana is going to bring in any much tourist dollars compared to the Buckingham Palace.
Okay, but about one thing that's happened for this election, right? It suddenly got turned into a
circus.
Vote for an Indian guy kind of thing.
No lah, where got?
Yeah, this has happened before. You see, in the past, people wanted this Tharman to become prime minister.
Yeah.
So they were actually having a petition to go around for people to sign to ask for Tharman to become prime minister. And the title of the petition was, "We need an Indian prime minister." Okay.
Yeah, go on.
So this was turned into a racial thing, and I didn't sign the petition. Okay.
Why?
If they had said right, the petition for the more capable person to be prime minister, yeah, I would have signed it. But because it was turned into a racial thing, right?
Yeah.
You want an Indian prime minister, right?
Yeah.
Because in my honest opinion, whether the president or the prime minister is Indian, it is not going to benefit Indians in any way.
True.
Right? The Indians are not going to have any benefit having a prime minister who's Indian. There'll be more benefit if you have a fair prime minister who does his work properly, come up with proper policies.
Yeah.
That is more important for the Indians in Singapore than having an Indian prime minister or an Indian president for that matter.
So, according to what I know, that you actually thought that Tan Kin Lian will do a better job than Tharman. Oh, this is the Hungry Ghost Festival recording.
No, bro. This is universe saying that.
Oh,
Okay.
no, man.
Whatever you're saying now, it's going to get it cancelled. No.
No, so you actually thought that Tan Kin Lian will do a better job. Like what you mentioned, you said that a president should be able to do a fair
Okay, if I'm not mistaken,
job, right?
if I'm not mistaken, your vote is supposed to be secret, right? You don't tell anyone about your vote.
No, I was just assuming that you voted for Tan Kin Lian.
I could have.
Okay.
I could have. I might have.
Right.
Yeah.
He got less of the vote than Kok Siong.
Yeah, but he got more than his 2011 campaign, so he didn't lose his. I think not losing his deposit was a victory for him, lah.
Right.
No. Okay. So the thing is right about this Tan Kin Lian and Tharman, right? So I was telling some Chinese girls to date Indian men, but I think they heard me wrongly. They thought I said vote for Indian men.
Were you trying to like have a joke or something?
I have to try, lah, bro.
No, but you just mentioned who made the petition that you all needed an Indian president.
I don't know who started it, but because it became a racial thing, right?
No, I think to be fair, back then when they make the petition, it's true that a lot of us feels that Tharman really will make a good prime minister because his standing.
President.
No, even back then when we have the petition for the prime minister, right? We did think that, yeah, why not? Because he has a very good international standing.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people internationally knows him. He talks well. He presents his points well. Even some of the opposition members like him, thinks well of him. So why not? So, but unfortunately, like you say, it becomes a racial thing because that people should be choosing Tharman just because he's Indian. Then that becomes a
it's a racial thing. I think the race of the president or prime minister shouldn't matter at all. The most capable person should be the person in charge. It shouldn't be based on race. The moment we go down that route, we are in for big trouble already.
Yeah, look at America.
Yeah. So what we learn from other countries is like in the US,
Another thing I want to ask you, since you say about capability, I still don't understand why must if you are not a politician that has been a key appointment holder, right? Why must you be someone who has led a company that's above 500 million?
Yeah.
No, how does that equate to, let's say, someone who is like George Goh, who did not qualify? How can we say that he's not qualified just because his company didn't reach $500 million equity? Of course, we know there have to be some criteria.
Right? I actually thought about this, right? So a person,
because you know it's important because I'm 46 this year. I was thinking once I reach 45, I want to run for president.
Yes.
But the 500 million, I don't think I can come even closer.
Actually, you can, later I'll teach you.
Okay.
Stand Up Cat C and The Fast and the Funniest is a monthly open mic blowout that's been happening since 2018. Taking place on the last Friday of each month, a cadre of hilariously cool comics take to the stage at the studios of the Association of Comic Artists Singapore in Goodman Arts Centre. So get your tickets at the link below and don't miss the next episode of Stand Up Cat C's Fast and the Funniest. Stand Up Cat C's Fast and the Funniest. Laugh much you will.
But the thing is, right, so a person, if you could compare a business person, a businessman like Josh Go, okay, although he has multiple companies, whatever that is, if you compare him with a public service guy, okay, the public service guy didn't have to go through the kind of struggles that Josh Go had to go through.
Yeah.
For example, right, one of the very important thing for a business owner, he goes through a lot of challenges, right? One of the challenges that there would be 1 or 2 months in his life that he could not have gotten any sleep.
Yeah.
Because the next day he has to pay his staff salary and there's no money in the bank account. This can happen to most businessmen would have at least gone through this once in their life. But a civil servant who goes through the civil route will have not this problem at all.
No. I partially agree with a person. It's better to have a business person in politics than just an ideologue.
A theory guy. A government employee in charge of a government department won't have this kind of problems because they have unlimited resources. Okay? So in this kind of a situation, right, if you run such an organization where the money is just,
See, a lot of people will bring this down to like say, your social policy is not meant to be hinged against money per se, but you have a budget. Everything comes down to the bottom line. And if a person has a strong appreciation of the bottom line, they're going to run the country better. But what you need is a cabinet of well-rounded people so you get all the best feedback. But ultimately, it's like if you ever start a company, so you got a company with 3 people, make sure that one of them is an accountant.
Very difficult, very complicated.
yeah. So no, that's what I'm saying. So the criteria to be president may not be fair because it may seem like it's not fair because the civil service guy don't have to have $500 million.
Well, actually, for president, it's not fair because the president is not in charge of the expenditure of the country. The prime minister is doing that in Singapore. So the president could be anybody, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It could a person who didn't even finish high school should be able to run for president in the context of Singapore.
Actually, I think for president, as long as you are just well liked and well respected by people, both locally and internationally, I think that's it. Because I mean, my main problem is that I'm not respected locally and
I'm not respected in my own home.
Okay.
So
you're not even respected here. You're
not here, my own home.
Yeah, and I'm Singapore's first black president running a comic association. I also not respected.
Not respected, so it's very hard.
No, but okay, but although this $500,000 million maybe
$500,000 million, $500,000 million, that's like 500 billion or 500 trillion.
Okay, $500 million management thing may not be fair, but I think they have to set some standards. What do you think?
Yeah, the president has to have certain standards. Agreed?
I mean, of course, they have to have some standards. Yes, I agree.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Hot off the press is the news of Barrack Obama. Barrack Obama apparently is homosexual. He bats for the other side. He's a shirt lifter. He's a batty boy. Do you believe the allegations, or do you think he is a bit light in his sneakers?
No, who made the allegations?
The guy who he had an affair with.
Really?
Well, actually, it was revealed back in 2007. But you know what it's like with the Democrats, right? The media always covers for them. So the average person doesn't know. But in political circles in the US, this has been common knowledge for nearly, 15 years.
But then honestly, why is it important whether he's gay or...
Yeah, why does it matter?
Yeah. I mean, he's already not the president. I mean, it's over.
No, but even if he's still a president, does it really matter if he's gay?
Well, he's got a wife.
Yeah, and two kids or 2 daughters or
Yeah.
he has 2 daughters.
And he never admitted to it. So what, if you're gay and proud, why don't you just admit it? I mean, he brought in the first gay legislation, gay weddings, and he kind of like endorsed the gay pride, right? So that's like a slap in the face.
Why?
Because if you're bisexual and you can't come out, but you're preaching from the rooftops about gay people having a place in society, you should lead by example.
But
if he had a homosexual relationship before he was married, like as you said, I mean, that's life.
Yeah, I can't remember his wife's name.
Michelle.
Michael. Oh, sorry, Michelle. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that Michelle looks like Michael sometimes.
Yeah. His wife looks a bit like a guy, right?
When there was talk that she was a guy, they call her Michael Obama.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. That's a common conspiracy.
So could Barack Obama and Michelle Obama be the American version of our local prime minister and
You mean local as
get
in
cancelled?
India, is it?
you know, like the husband
Bro,
and the wife?
I told you already.
Okay.
Don't ever talk bad about Prime Minister in front of me.
Okay, sorry.
There's some line that you can't cross.
sorry.
Sorry.
Okay? But I think his wife looks like
a guy anyway.
a guy. I mean,
It could be
Barack
It could be
Obama.
like they were transgender, so Barack Obama trans from a female to a male, and then the wife transitioned from a male to a female. Then they got married.
Well, one thing comes to mind. You remember Raj's classic joke of why a woman has ears?
Oh, yeah.
Right? Now, you see the size of his ears? It explains everything, right?
Oh yeah, you got big ears, right?
He got big ears.
And so actually, it's Barrack who gave birth to the 2 daughters
No.
because he transitioned. Right?
Okay, but you see, there's so much of clues that he's gay, right? He has very nice. He's very slim.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very slim just means
No, that means he
gay,
takes care of his body, right?
Okay.
He's well groomed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, he speaks nicely,
Very gentle.
very gentle,
Yeah.
and he has this long pause.
Long pause.
Yeah.
When he talks.
Oh, is that gay?
Yeah.
'Cause you-
Oh, okay.
So you're used to taking long pause,
Taking long pause. Okay.
and
It seems that you know gays very well.
I read about it.
Okay.
Well, there's
And-
also sorry, go on.
And he's also well dressed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's because he's president. Right?
Yeah,
They got wardrobe specialists.
yeah, and he also got big lips.
Okay.
What?
like,
Because he's a black guy.
like Beyonce like that.
Beyonce lips, yeah.
But what's that got to do with being gay? You got off topic.
It's nice to put inside your mouth.
Too much friction, so his lips now have dead skin.
Yeah.
Swollen already.
No, you don't think so?
I don't think so.
Because he has swollen lips also.
Yeah.
So he's scared that you say him.
Are all black guys meant to be gay?
Not in my experience, no.
No, so what was the evidence that people can allege that he's gay? Is there like really proper evidence or someone exposing him?
Well, what sort of evidence would you need? Like a Monica Lewinsky trousers?
Like an ex-lover who come
Yeah, do you want to see the clip?
Oh,
Correct. There is an next level.
Okay.
Guys, shall we see the clip?
Jubilee, roll the tape. Come down with it. Let's see the shirt lifter. Let's see the batty boy.
Barack Obama might be a little bit light in the loafers. This is breaking news, and it's not from some tabloid, and it's not from some far-right kook. It's from David Garrow, who is a very, very serious biographer, and he has discovered that Obama wrote letters to a girlfriend when he was at Occidental College, which is the college he went to before he transferred to Columbia, and he apparently expressed his desire to do all sorts of strange things with men. According to Garrow, with Alex McNear, who is Obama's girlfriend, I think she wanted to have her role known. So when Alex showed me the letters from Barack, she redacted one paragraph in one of them and just said, it's about homosexuality. I have a hot take on this revelation from Obama's biographer that he had homosexual fantasies and wrote about them to his girlfriend. That's my hot take. My hot take is, the main conservative hot take I'm seeing is, see, he's Farouk, he's light in the loafers. And I think, I don't know, maybe.
Where's the evidence?
His biographer says that that he has some sort of like documents or some writings from Barack Obama that says that he wanted to do strange things with other men.
But greater than that was there was a guy that he actually met back in '98 when he was a senator, and the guy's documented it. You know, you can tell when a person's telling lies when their story changes. That guy's been telling the same story for 20 years, and it never changes. How they bought the crack, where they went, the amount of times they met after that, and the guy that he's done it under sworn, was it oath? And the guy said, "Give me a lie detector test," and you'll find as well, when these things are not true, he would have been sued 20 years ago. But Obama is just silent about it, because if Obama tries to dispute it, then you end up in court. And if something is true, someone is going to provide proof of that thing. So it's clearly true.
Okay. Do you think Star Wars is a real story?
It's a story, but it's not real life. But it is a real story.
But is it based on true events?
Nah.
No, right?
No, it's loosely based on man's journey, but not in that particular.
You know Star Wars Episode 4? The one that was released in 1977? I watched that show at least like 60 times. And it's always the same, never changed.
Is Bollywood real?
Bollywood?
Yeah. Because they can like jump them high one.
It's based on true events, yeah.
True events.
Yeah.
Then they like swerve the bullets.
Yes. That's why don't mess with the Indian guy. Because we can guide our hips at a frequency of.
Then you see the horse can like
Slide
under the truck.
Okay, I've seen a Chinese movie, a kung fu movie, where he was stuck now. He was at the edge of the mountain. He has to go to the other mountain. Okay? So what he does is, he walks like, he puts one leg over the other leg, and he walks across the sky to the other mountain.
No, you watch those Chinese martial art movie, right?
Yeah.
You know, there's one question I always have. You know, it's like when they fight, right? They can jump and then onto the tree, then they fight in the sky, right? But then the moment they need to walk from town to town, they like take number of like 5-6 days, like 1 week, 1 month. Why can't they just do the jumping thing?
I'm just curious about guys jumping in trees, right? But Barack Obama's gay. I don't quite see the relationship here.
No, I mean, I think some people confuse stories like whether it's real. So I think right now it's still not clear whether is this a real story.
No, it's clear. You go and listen to the guy talk, right? It's 100% clear. But again, it's the myth of the media, because most people don't believe something until it's on Channel News Asia. If you see it on Channel News Asia or in Straits Times, you tend to believe it then. But as long as the mainstream media blocks anything, like say for example COVID, right? No healthy child is recorded to ever have died from COVID.
Are you trying to insinuate that Channel News Asia and our national media, they are hiding information from us?
100%.
So okay, so then why do they say that when you take a vaccine, people die?
Why do we go from Obama to vaccine?
It might have killed someone, but no kid, right, that never had that vaccine ever died from COVID. Okay, ask yourself this, right? Why did you never hear anything about Africa during COVID?
I heard.
Did anyone die?
No. But dying in Africa is like
it's a normal thing. Right?
Okay, it's a normal thing. But did anyone die from COVID? You know why they didn't die from COVID?
Because they don't even diagnose them when they die. Right?
No. I have a friend. I have a comic artist friend in Nigeria. So right at the beginning of COVID, I asked my comic artist friend, "Have you had your injection yet?" He said, "No, we don't need that."
No, that's because they didn't give the vaccines to Africa.
But no one died. There's no mortality figures for Africa.
No, that's the thing. When black people die, nobody gives a shit.
No, but you know why that is? Yeah, maybe that might be true, but it still doesn't change the fact that they didn't have to give a shit, because they take something for, is it malaria or cholera? Some medicine that they take has that ingredient in it. Hydroxychloroquine.
Wow.
Right.
not a-
The one that they blocked, that they said that, I know, I think Joe Rogan took it or something, right? It has that in it. So they were immune from it. But rather than just give that to us in the West, they made us take a vaccination. Look, ask yourself this, right? How could the whole of Africa not fall prey to COVID? What is the reason? What was special about that continent?
I think
HIV.
But they still should have died from COVID.
no, I think when you all get so scientific, you all make me feel very inadequate.
Okay,
But
bro.
that's the
You're supposed to feel
problem, isn't it?
okay
Yeah, yeah.
for other reasons.
Other than a small.
No. What I'm saying is that.
No, so how did we go from Obama to vaccine?
No. I just want to say, those people who died of this vaccine, right?
No, the
Okay.
only consistent thing about Obama vaccine is that they like to stick things into other people. right?
Yes.
Yeah. No, but when you say people died of the vaccines, right? They would have died anyway of COVID, right?
No.
If someone is so weak enough to die from the vaccines.
Well, if they're going to comorbidity, fair enough, right? But no young person is recorded that had a normal bill of health. There seems to be no statistic that any young person anywhere ever died of COVID. I mean, look at Sweden. They didn't even lock down, right? They have
But in Singapore, we do have a lot of people who died because of complications
complications
due to
because
COVID. lah.
comorbidity,
But not the
right?
youngsters, right?
No youngster in Singapore had any problem with COVID. They should never have taken that vaccination until if it comes back again.
Okay.
None of my kids are taking that
Okay.
vaccination.
So I tell you why in Singapore. Okay, I normally will challenge the status quo, right? But
Okay.
in Singapore, our Prime Minister said take the vaccine. So I take. Whatever my Prime Minister said, I listen. And he didn't just take it. He went to he went to take himself first.
You show us first.
Right.
That's why I took it.
Once again, we've come to that part of the show called Has to Go. And we're kicking off today with NS Young, who's got something under his bonnet. What say you, NS Young?
Yeah. I was recently overseas. I first went to Phnom Penh in Cambodia. And I always make it a point to watch movies in foreign countries because they are usually quite cheap compared to Singapore. Especially I love to watch horror movies. So this time round, I realized in Cambodia, a very strange thing that I was watching a local Cambodian horror movie. But instead of people screaming, people will keep laughing every time the ghosts appear.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know why. Whether the ghosts look funny or whatever. But everyone beside me, in front of me, were like laughing like every time the ghosts appear.
Okay, but did you find the movie to be scary, or was it actually like satire?
No, I mean it's supposed to be scary.
It's
No.
supposed to be scary.
Maybe it's like a scary movie.
No, you know that there are some horror movie that's meant to be funny, right? I mean it's like comedy, horror, that kind of thing. Okay,
Yeah.
fine. But this was meant to be really scary.
It was a serious movie.
Yeah, it was seriously they're trying to be scary, but everyone was just laughing. Honestly, for me, I didn't find it very scary, but I didn't find it funny too. I was just watching it there and like, okay, I mean it's like it looks silly, but this is like maybe 20 years ago kind of like scary movies that we watched 20 years ago. But why is everyone laughing? And that quite pissed me off because I mean. Yeah, because I mean, I'm sure there are some people who go and watch a horror movie, even if it's like very lousy, they still want to feel scared, right? And when everyone laughs, it's like take away
Bro, but
the fun.
how do you end up in Cambodia watching a Cambodia movie?
No, I usually do that because it's very cheap. It's like almost like only $3 or $4.
But did they have subtitles? How did you understand what they were saying?
No, they have subtitles.
Oh, subtitles. Okay.
Actually, did they have subtitles?
So how do you understand?
yeah, they have subtitles. Yeah.
Actually,
No, another thing that pissed me off, that during this particular show, other than the people laughing, is that I was alone, right? And I always go to a show like almost like 5 minutes before it starts.
are you sure you're alone?
Yeah, I
Or
mean,
someone's
yeah.
sitting next to you?
No. So that's what pissed me off because I went 5 minutes before the show starts to choose seats that has nobody beside me, and then nobody in front of me, so that I can put my leg on the chair. No, I will not disturb anyone. Right? But these people. There are people who come in like 20 minutes after the show started and bought seats beside me.
Ayo.
Oh.
I said, where's the decency to like have some private space? And then you know, I was like, say, why can't you just choose seats elsewhere? Why must you choose seats beside me? And then especially the two person beside me are young couple, you know. And then they were like, the girls were hugging each other, say, so like, I mean, it's like pretending to be scared, but they're laughing. The guy's laughing at the horror movie.
Bro, I was just thinking, okay, this is a very scientific thing.
Okay.
Do Chinese ghosts have small also?
How would you know? You never seen a Chinese ghost before, right?
I mean, I never bothered to find out whether the ghost is Chinese or Indian.
So when it comes
usually
to
they are white, they are white in shape, the cloud. Right?
oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
You mean you actually stay and ask the ghost whether you're Chinese before you decide to be scared or not?
No, there's a very stark difference, right, between a Chinese ghost and an Indian ghost.
I've never seen an Indian ghost.
You can see the movies.
I've never seen one.
Oh yeah, it's true. I never watched an Indian horror movie. Yet.
In Indian horror movies, you can see Indian ghosts.
I thought Indians only sing and dance.
Yeah, in the horror movies, the ghosts will sing and dance. Yes.
Okay.
I've never seen a Indian ghost in an Indian movie that didn't sing.
But
And he exposes genitals.
he has big genitals.
I think he got big
How could you assume such a thing?
because
what-
it's an Indian ghost, right?
But what use does a ghost one with big genitals or dicks?
Yeah.
What's good is anything with the ghost
I mean, scare people. I mean, like Chinese people, them scared
of Indian ghost, right?
of all ghosts.
Oh. No, but the thing is, right? Yeah, you go back to your thing.
Okay. So my point is, if you go and watch a horror movie, okay, anyone who decides that it's a good idea to laugh loudly in a horror movie has to go.
Okay, off late, I've been taking trains, right? So whenever I have to rush for the train, okay, sometimes I'm in the escalator and the train door is just open, right? So I have to run to get into the train. But there are people in front of me also chasing for the same train. But for some reason, right, when they run for the train and they get into the train, they'll stop there. They don't assume that there are people behind them running to get.
Yeah.
So they'll run, and then once they pass the train, right, the door, right, they'll stop.
So you mean there's empty space inside, but they just stop right at the
Yes.
after the door.
Yes, so they've made the finishing line already, but they don't care that people behind them could be also rushing into the train.
No, that is a cultural thing. I'll tell you about two more things in Singapore like that. The first time I came to Singapore, I noticed you get on the bus, you got the whole depth of the bus, right? Singaporeans would get on the bus, and the bus driver will shout, "Move down the bus, move down the bus." But Singaporeans will not move down the bus. Sometimes you get in the lift with Singaporeans, right?
Mhm.
There is a lot of space in the lift, but people refuse to move to the back of the lift. And by the time the doors close, right, you could have fit at least another 5 people in that lift if people would just go to the back of the lift.
But sometimes
Yes.
it's also very difficult because let's say in a very crowded MRT, like train, right? I mean, I'm going down the next stop. Then if I move in all the way to the middle, then
No, at least move in a bit more. Don't stop at the door. So you're running there, and then suddenly the guy stops. Then you have to push him in, and you have to get in.
but technically nobody should be rushing into the train.
Why?
And no, yeah, because it's dangerous, right? And I mean, it's like and I don't think the authorities have done very well in like warning people, like keeping people off rushing into the train. So I think their doors, right? They should make it into a slicer. So,
Yeah.
so if you rush, then they slice. You know?
No, have you seen the?
So after a while, people are damn scared. You don't have to rush it. Then you don't have the problem
No,
Okay,
remember-
have you watched this movie called Star Wars,
Oh,
Episode 1,
again.
The Phantom Menace?
Mm.
The doors close, right?
Yeah.
Very fast.
very, very fast. Very
Yeah.
scary.
So our train doors should close like that.
Yeah. No, then at the slicer there. So once people see 1 or 2 people cannot slice into half, they no longer going to rush for the
No, but you need to get the train, you see, because that could be the last train in the world, right? I'm rushing down. If I miss the train, there may never be another train, right?
Okay, I mean,
So I'm rushing into the train, but the guy in front of me, he goes in and he just stops. So now I have to push him in and get in. You see? So that guy who runs into trains, but doesn't realize that he's not the last person running into the trains and doesn't move forward, has to go.
has to go.
Yeah. Jerry and Siong, I have a confession to make. When I was born, right, I was born with a birth defect.
A birth defect.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
It's called enlagopenicia.
That's just to please the YouTube censors.
I don't want to guess what's the defect is.
Yeah.
Because to me, you, the total person, is a defect.
Yeah. I understand. Okay, so anyway,
So can you repeat that defect again?
enlagopenicia.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also verbal fasciitis. That's what you suffer from, right?
What again?
Verbal fasciitis.
Verbal fasciitis.
It's a condition.
Oh, yeah.
Quite a few Indians suffer from that, to be honest.
I think it comes as a side effect from
Enlagopenicia.
Yeah.
The medication I take for enlagopenicia, side effects is whatever.
Verbal fasciitis.
Okay. I think let's hope we can pull out the Wikipedia about enlagopenicia for fact check.
Okay. Anyway,
Meanwhile,
I actually realized that HDB flats have the worst design possible. All right, every HDB flat that I see, the toilet is in the kitchen. So why would anybody design a toilet inside the kitchen? We cook in the kitchen, right? So what's the point of someone taking a crap in the kitchen?
No, but where should it be? I mean, if you put it in the living room, that's where people hang out. And anyway, a lot of HDB flats, they actually eat their dinner in the living room. So it's going to be the same problem. And then if you put in the bedroom, which some master bedroom have toilets, it's even also strange. Also, it's like having a toilet just where you sleep.
No, it can be at the doorway towards the kitchen. There's a toilet.
But that's
Right.
still part of the living room.
this in UK, right? When you have a kitchen, there has to be at least 2 doors before you get to a toilet. So what you normally have in a small house in the UK, you have the kitchen, you have the area where your washing machine would be, or the utility room, then you get the bathroom. But it's illegal to have a toilet next to the kitchen
Yes.
in UK.
Only in Singapore.
It's the only place. Singapore is the only place that I know that I've seen a toilet next to the kitchen.
In the kitchen. Toilet is in the kitchen.
But there's a door. I mean, there's a wall.
The door will block out all viruses and bacteria.
No. It doesn't.
There's definitely a wall in the door.
Wall in the door.
The door in the wall in the door.
There's a door before you get to the toilet.
Yeah, that's why.
You can't just have. Nobody has a toilet.
Yeah, but the
with no
toilet
door.
itself is in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
but there's a wall and a door between the
it
kitchen.
has to be somewhere, but
Yeah, but air has to come out from the door, right?
Yeah, but there's still a door there. It's not as if it's like open plan.
Yeah, so there's going to be vaporized shit coming out.
Absolutely right.
vaporized shit. That's a fart lah, a fart.
You can call it a fight, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, all those particles, yes, swimming around the kitchen.
Yeah.
That's
And
why
you're
you're
going
gonna
to
agree
cook
with it.
in the kitchen.
Actually,
Yes.
why? I mean, it's a waste of space, right? I mean, why don't we just use the rubbish bin and just shit inside the rubbish bin and it goes down?
In the chute.
Yeah, rubbish chute.
Have a toilet chute.
Okay, bro, this
Because you only use the rubbish chute like maybe a couple of times a day. Why don't you just use it together?
no,
That's called a shit chute.
because the rubbish is going to go to be recycled. The shit
Yeah, we can
is going to
do
be made into fertilizers.
new water. We can make new water with.
New water. Yee. Well, that's gross there.
And so actually, you can save the toilet space and use the rubbish chute, and then it goes down. But I pity the people at the second floor.
God, jeez.
So yeah, anyway, so I've been to India, and even in India, the toilet is not in the kitchen.
But is there a toilet?
I'm not sure. I think everywhere outside the toilet is the kitchen is the toilet.
Yeah. Everywhere is the toilet.
Yeah, but the kitchen is not toilet. The kitchen has no toilet inside.
Actually, you cannot make it. As a Singaporean guy, you complaining about toilet. We all went army, like everywhere is our toilet. Why are you even complaining about this kind of small thing like kitchen, toilet?
Yeah, but you don't eat, or rather make food and shit in the same place, right?
No, you don't shit. If you're cooking, you can't be shitting. What?
Somebody else can be shitting, right?
But somebody else might be in there. Especially if you've got a family.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean,
No, but you see, what you run into here, you see, right, Raj, right? Don't forget, Song is Chinese. And Chinese design the toilets. So you have to go to Sichuan or something like this to see how the situation is there. You might find the toilets in the kitchen.
So it means the HDB architect who designed the HDB flats and put toilets inside the kitchen is a Chinese guy.
Probably.
yeah. Because most Chinese don't suffer from the enlago pinisia defects.
You mean Elago Pinisa is an Indian thing?
It's
I thought it was just me.
it's a genetic thing from the Indian race.
So anyway, I think the guy who designed the HDB flat,
the Chinese guy that designed.
I'm not sure he's Chinese. We can't say these kind of things.
We researched who designed the first HDB flat. Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's Chinese or Indian or Malay, but the guy who designed the HDB flat and he decides to put the toilet inside the kitchen has to go.
Thanks so much for watching the Unfiltered podcast. Remember to hit that notification bell, subscribe, and most importantly, like, as that really helps our channel to grow. We'll see you again real soon.